The excitement around Monarch, Legacy of Monsters begins to wane in Episode 4, Parallels and Interiors. Season 1 premiered with a bang, causing widespread mayhem and adventure. However, the Alaskan plot takes center place in the fourth part, which feels understated in contrast. While Mei and Kentaro's romance in Tokyo a year prior is explored in flashbacks, Kate and the gang attempt to escape the Ice Titan in 2015. Though there are still some exciting action scenes and well-executed special effects in Legendary's Monsterverse, the 50s chronology is greatly missed, and the romance in the flashback isn't particularly compelling. We began operations in Utah in 2015. Since then, Dr. Barnes has been reporting odd data to her Monarch team in Virginia. In Alaska, there has been an increase in radiation that is consistent with data taken shortly before the G-Day attack. These readings must undoubtedly be connected to the Alaskan ice monster. The show then goes back to Kate's story, where she is once again in that wintry setting. After demolishing their jet, the ice monster makes a beeline for them. Using a flare gun, Kentaro diverts the monster's attention long enough for them to flee to a nearby cave. Mei trips and falls into the freezing water, soaking her legs, but the group is safe here. She fears that this will result in her demise very soon. The group needs to choose where to go next because they are without food or shelter and Mei's madness is starting. Lee would rather go to the coast, but Kentaro wants to go toward a base he observed from the skies. The group ascended and parted ways. Going solo, Kentaro makes his way to the base. Flashback sequences that take place a year ago are inserted between these events. They center on the relationship between Kentaro and Mei in Tokyo in 2014. At the time, Kentaro was introducing his own art exhibition when he happened to run across Mei on the street. As Kentaro abandons his art exhibition and takes Mei to a hidden whiskey bar before returning to his art studio flat, this strange meet-cute rapidly gets out of control. At the studio, they start flirting with one another and eventually get closer. Kentaro eventually consents to attend the opening of his own art exhibition. He gives Mei his phone number and departs from his studio. Back in the present timeline, Kentaro hears strange noises and then collapses out in the wilderness. Meanwhile, Kate, Mei, and Lee find themselves literally going round in circles, back at Hiroshi's campsite. Mei is wrapped up inside the tent and a fire is made. Lee burns Hiroshi's documents to keep them all warm. But it doesn't take long for the monster to return, consuming the campground and sapping the heat from the fire in one swift motion. The monster leaves again, and all three of them escape unscathed. In that instant, Lee understands that the monster was drawn to the heat rather than the humans and was consuming the fire in the plane's engines. Lee makes the decision to build a big bonfire in order to divert the monster. The group makes plans to finally flee while the monster eats this fire. Mei gives Kate the order to leave her there to die because she thinks she won't make it out alive. Nevertheless, Kate won't let Mei go. Kentaro awakens from his sleep in the freezing woods at the same moment. He tracks Hiroshi to an abandoned facility and has glimpses of his father. Kentaro discovers his father's pencil shavings inside this building, along with a phone hanging off its hook. More hallucinations arise as Kentaro's past and present merge into one. His father gives him congrats on his art exhibition in these visions. Lee lays his trap back at the scene of the crash. But before Lee has had time to set up, the monster reappears, shocking the group. The monster chases after Kate and Mei while a helicopter flies overhead. Lee takes advantage of the situation and starts his explosive bonfire diversion. The Titan eats the flames after falling victim to the trap. The helicopter has just touched down near the crash site, and the three of them flee in it. To their amazement, the three discover Kentaro waiting for them inside the helicopter. He succeeded in requesting assistance, and his tenacious quest on his own has truly saved the day. The four survivors take off on this chopper and fly back to safety as the episode comes to a finish. Kate gives Kentaro a thank you on the way home for saving their lives. Pencil shavings were discovered at the abandoned base, according to Kentaro. He thinks Hiroshi, his father, is still living. After the plane lands back in civilization, Tim, the villainous monarch, greets them.